Okay. Welcome all of you for this live workshop of importance of DAX functions in Power BI. Okay. So this session is actually organized and arranged for all of the people who actually requested me. They were asking about we have already done our Power BI, or say we have already completed our Power BI. Still, we are not able to get the job. What is the reason? And also they want to know about the DAX functions. Okay. So that's why I kept the webinar, or say the workshop name, as importance of DAX functions in Power BI. And also you can read the caption. It says, know the importance of using DAX functions in Power BI. Okay. All right. So the reason why we actually have to learn these DAX functions is, there are a lot of things to discuss. So I have many slides which I've kept. I'll be discussing about that one by one. And also I'll tell you how actually you should use the DAX functions in a very simple way, and also how these complex functions can be made it more easy by using Chat GPT. Okay. All right. So I'll give my introduction in the end. So that is not very important now. For us, the important thing is about the DAX function. So I'll keep my introduction in the end so that, you people will know about me later. But the main thing, what I want my students, my attendees to know about the importance of DAX functions. Okay. So before I move on to the next slide, I want to know how many of you actually know me, so that I'll know that how many attendees are my students already. Just okay. Praveen knows, Rakesh knows. Quickly, I'll just give you 30 seconds. That's all. Girish. One plus, I am not sure what's your name. So please change your name. Okay, Prasanna. Krutagna. Okay, right. Yeah, I know. Zamir already have completed his Power BI. Yes. Prema, Shweta. I think all the, so most of them are actually known people to me. So anyways, so I have few new things to discuss about the DAX as well. So we'll do that. Okay. All right. So let me go to the next slide. We'll discuss about the topics now. I'll just tell the topics what we are actually discussing. So first, we'll go with the introduction. Then I'll talk about what is DAX function. Then we'll understand about the importance of DAX functions. Then we'll understand the syntax and structure. Then we'll understand about the three different calculations, the different type of calculations what we do in DAX, that is calculated columns, measures, and calculated tables. Then we'll understand about the exercise. So we'll try to work on the exercise on calculated columns, then measures, then tables, and also we'll work on the aggregate functions in the DAX by using this DAX functions. The next, we'll understand about how to use ChatGPT for working on DAX functions. That is, whenever we have some complex functions, how we can actually use this ChatGPT. Then I'll tell you how to optimize DAX functions, because most of the people actually work on the DAX functions. They don't know how to optimize. They would have observed that there'll be a lot of slowdown in the process when you actually work, say the reports or the Power BI dashboards are becoming very much slow. I'll tell you why it is happening. So that we'll see why we can optimize, how we can optimize, and why we should optimize DAX functions. Right. The next topic is about the mentor and the institute. That will keep it in the end. Then about QA session. So you can ask me any questions you have. And then I have some bonus gifts for you. And you have to enter the certification details, where I'll be giving you the certificates as well. Okay. All right. So here I just have 2 or 3 slides about what actually we are learning in this particular webinar. And also we'll go ahead with some exercises. So I'm just telling you that welcome to this live workshop, that is on the importance of DAX functions using Power BI. So DAX functions actually empower you to perform the advanced calculations, transformations, and also analysis with Power BI, transforming raw data into actionable insights. Okay. All right. So here we all have gathered here so that we can actually understand about the DAX functions, and also why it is essential for building the robust and efficient data models in Power BI, enabling us to create dynamic and interactive reports and dashboards. So that is why actually we are here, so that we'll understand. We have already gone through how to actually create the modernized dashboards, but today we are actually learning about the calculations what we do by using this DAX functions. Okay, all right. By mastering DAX functions, what will we gain? So we will be gaining the ability to derive meaningful insights from the data what we have imported, then facilitating informed decision making and driving business success. Okay. So in today's data-driven environment, proficiency in DAX functions are very much important. So it is very valuable skill that can set you apart in the job market and open up new opportunities for career growth. So please make a note of it. So here, I'm just telling you, in today's data-driven environment, so we all know that a lot of things are happening, say, right from data science, data analytics, business analytics, everywhere data is very important. So this point is very important. As I told you about why people are not getting, job in Power BI. So here, proficiency in DAX functions are very much valuable. It's a valuable skill that can set you apart. There are designations which are actually considered as DAX developer, okay, apart in the job market and open up new opportunities for career growth. So during this workshop, let's learn about how important it is to master DAX functions. Okay, so this is what the entire session is all about. So I'll give you some tips and tricks to make sure that you people actually will master DAX functions. Right. So first of all, what is this DAX? We'll understand about this DAX. What is this DAX? Okay. It is data analysis expressions. Right. So one quick question. How many of you already have worked in this DAX? Already you have worked in this DAX. Quickly. If you have worked, say me, so that I'll understand how many of you actually have worked in this DAX. Quickly. I'll just give 30 seconds. Okay. Prasanna. Okay. Only Prasanna. What about others? Okay. Even if you have done simple functions, also fine. Okay. Okay. Partially worked. Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Simple functions. Rashid is saying simple function. No problem. Even if you have written one simple function also, just mention you have worked on that. I'll tell you how to work on simple to complex functions. Right. So 30 seconds over. So let's move on. So DAX is nothing but data analysis expressions. Now, most of the people actually feel that DAX is very complex or DAX is very confusing. So this is what actually many people thinks. So I will tell you, all of you from now, just think that DAX is very simple, very easy. I'll tell you why it is very simple and easy. In the next slides, I've made it very clear that how actually you can start working on this DAX function and make it more easier. Okay. But as of now, we'll just understand that DAX is nothing but data analysis expressions. Let's go to the next slide. So here it says, what is a DAX function? Let's understand. DAX function, as I mentioned, it is data analysis expressions. It is the formula language used in Power BI and Excel Power Pivot. So in Excel, we have Power Pivots. There also we use the same DAX functions. And we also have, say, analysis services tabular module. So, in SQL also, we actually use this DAX. So most commonly, we actually use this in Power BI. Okay, nowadays we have this Power Pivots. So we are using this in Power Pivots as well. Now, next point. Say, DAX provides a powerful and flexible way to create custom calculations, aggregations, and filters within these tools. That means these DAX functions are actually used for customizing the calculations and creating aggregate calculations. Okay, all right. Now you see this point. I told you that DAX is very easy. This is the reason why I told DAX is very easy. DAX is similar in many ways to Excel formulas. Okay, DAX is nothing but they're very much close to the Excel formulas what we actually write. Almost most of the Excel formulas, similar kind of functions we have in DAX as well. But it is optimized for working with relational data and tabular structures. That means if you see in Excel also, we have, we can create a relationship between the tables, or when we convert the data, the what we have in the range to tables, then we can use this DAX. Similarly, these DAX functions are actually used, in the related data. Say, I will show you this practically, how this DAX, and also I'll show you about the relations what we have in the data what we import. Then you'll understand this practically. But as of now, just think that DAX function is very, very easy because it is almost very much similar to Excel formulas. Right. Now let's understand about the importance of DAX. This is very important. So most of the people, actually, I'll tell you, I've seen most of the people actually, they learn Power BI only because they think that, it is only a visualization tool where I create some reports and I just create some dashboards and then publish it. That's it. But there are a lot many things. Okay. There are a lot many things to learn in Power BI. Okay. In that, DAX play a very, very important role. Let me say, DAX play a crucial role in unlocking the full analytical potential of Power BI. So I just mentioned that, DAX plays a very important role. Why? Because if you want to make your reports dynamic, if you want to make your reports, more elegant, or say the reports what you're trying to get, DAX play a very, very important role. Right. It enables user to perform complex calculations and analyze on their data, turning raw data into meaningful insights and actionable information. The reason why people actually go for the reporting tool is they want the raw data to be converted into a actionable information, that is a meaningful insights, and also presentable, reports. So if you see, few things, say, if you want to get the meaningful insights, then I need to go and analyze the data. And if you want to have, if you have some complex data, then what happens is it is very difficult for us to go and, you know understand that and say give some insight. So these DAX functions play a very important role wherein we get the insights very easily, right? Next, DAX functions allow for dynamic and interactive reporting. So I have already mentioned that DAX is actually used for creating dynamic reports. Okay, enabling user to slice, dice, and drill down into their data to uncover trends, patterns, and outliers. Say, just keep this in mind. DAX functions make your reports dynamic and interactive. That's it. How? When I apply some filters, when I apply, some reports where, we have to get only those data which are drag and drop in the canvas. So that time this DAX plays a very important role. We'll work on this practically. So first few minutes, let's understand what actually we are learning. Now let's understand why we should actually use DAX in the reports. First thing is functionality. What is that? DAX functions provide powerful tools for data manipulation and calculation within Power BI. That means, suppose if you think you want to modify your data, say manipulate something and do some calculations, some dynamic calculations, then we can use this DAX. Second thing, flexibility. They allow the complex calculations and transformations, enabling users to derive insights from the raw data. That means, say, for example, I have some data. From that, I need to get some information, and it is very difficult for me. Say in Excel, what we can do, we can try to say equals and select some cell and do some calculations. But in Power BI, it's not like that. It is like the entire column we actually do the calculations. So there are most of the calculations, or say understanding of the data is complex for us. So DAX makes us more flexible to understand these data which is very complex to understand, right? Consistency. DAX functions ensure consistency across reports and dashboards, promoting standardized analysis. That means, so as I told you, in Excel, we can actually customize, say, I'll say equals and I select one range or say one cell and I can do the calculation. Here in DAX, it's not like that. It is applied for the entire column. So it will be like consistency. So you don't have to bother about go and keep checking that in some of the cells whether the formula is there or not. Here there is no concept of cells. Here the entire column will get the formulas. The next, integration. DAX seamlessly integrates with Power BI's data modeling capabilities, enhancing data visualization and interpretation. So the data modeling, that means you are actually trying to connect various different data which we have imported, and it is very easy for it to, relate each other when we have a proper data, and then we can create a very good visualization. Say efficiency using DAX functions can streamline workflow and reduce manual effort in data analysis tasks. The the most important thing, the very much necessity of using all these kind of reporting tools is we have to automate things, or say we have to make sure that the workload is very less. So for that reason only we try to go for more advanced visualizations tools. In that, Power BI is also one, say visualization or say reporting tool. In that we have this DAX function which makes the job more easy for us. Okay, all right. The next slide, how does the syntax looks? What is the structure of this DAX? The syntax is like this, say column name. So we can specify the column name here, and I'll say equal. So here in Excel, what we do directly, we start from this equal sign, but in DAX, it's not like that. So we actually start from, we have to mention the column name, and then we'll say equals the function name. Function name is the DAX function, what actually we are trying to do. For example, if you want to convert a text into uppercase, I'll use upper. That's the function. Open bracket. So the parameters, what are parameters? Most of the people actually don't understand these things. That is why they feel DAX is very, very complex. Now I'll tell you what is parameter. Parameter is nothing but, say in this example, I'll show you. See, total sales, this is the column name. Equals sum is the function. Data of sales, whatever, we have this. This is nothing but the column name. The columns what we have imported. Okay. So here you can see that the column. So those are called as the parameters. Parameters are nothing but the arguments or the column name which we pass for this particular function name. Okay, so keep this in mind. All this theory, or say the slide what I'm actually showing, I'll show you practically while working in the Power BI. Okay, best practices. What are the best practices we have to maintain? This you keep in mind. I will share this PPT with you so that you people actually can use this. Okay, or you can make a notes so that it will be very useful for you while writing the dynamic DAX functions. What is that? Use descriptive names. If you see here, just see this. I made it as total sales. So I could have used only TS. So what is that? It is very difficult for others to understand. But I've used this total sales. Now, if someone sees, they'll know that, yes, this is nothing but the total sales. That means the calculation happening here is giving me total sales. So like that, we have to give descriptive names. Next, break down complex formulas. Sometimes what happens, it's not that, very simple function will use sum, average, minimum. We have to use multiple functions and then combine that into one function. I'll show you there are very big functions what actually we'll be writing. So there what we have to do is we have to break the functions either into different columns or different measures or different tables, and then try to understand that and then try to combine them. That will become more easy. Say, break down complex formulas, break down complex calculations into smaller ones and more manageable steps using variables or intermediate columns. So we can have some variables. So that, to that extent, I will not do today because I just want to make you people understand about the understanding of DAX. And then in the next sessions, okay, in the coming sessions in the same, in our community channel, I'll also go with these variables. There are something called as variables, which is more advanced DAX functions. So that I'll teach you, but not for today's session. Comment your formulas. The functions or the formulas, what we actually write, okay, we have to comment. What is comment? Comments are nothing but the non-executable statements. Say, add comments to your DAX formulas to explain their purpose and logic, making it easier for others to understand and maintain them. Always, whenever, not only in formulas, even in programming, make sure that you'll use this comments. Okay, I'll show you how to write the comments as well. Okay, now comes the real thing. Okay, till now, okay, whatever we have learned is just about the background of DAX, why it is important, what is DAX, what are the best practices. That's it. Now what we are going is, now slowly we are moving into practicals. Okay, now all of you make a note of it we have three different type of DAX functions. They're categorized into three different types. What is that? Let me tell you one by one. Calculated columns. First thing. Measure. Second thing. Third one is calculated table. So these are the three different type of functions what we have. Just if you want, make a note of it. Calculated columns, measure, and then calculated tables. Now, I'll explain about this and then we'll go and work on some exercises. What is calculated table? Calculated columns. Calculated columns are columns in a table that are calculated based on DAX formula. That is, we actually create one column in the table itself. These columns become part of the underlying data model and are stored in the data set. Okay, that means there is a new column which is getting created and that will be stored in the data. That is the table. What is the purpose of it? The purpose of it is calculated columns are used to create new columns in a table based on existing data or calculations. So if you want some calculations, I can go here, I can do that. They are particularly useful for adding derived attributes or performing row level calculations. So in a table, we have a lot of rows. For every row, we need to do the calculations. I'll show you this as well practically. Okay. Next, evaluation. Calculated columns are evaluated row by row during data refresh or when new rows are added to the table. So calculated columns are evaluated one by one. That is every row. Like in Excel, we use one formula for a row and we drag it down. Similarly, it will happen for the entire column itself. They consume memory. That's what I was telling. The calculated columns are the columns in the table that are calculated. So here it says these columns become part of the underlying data model, right? That means they consume memory and can impact performance. The more calculated columns you create, the dashboard or say the reports what you're creating, that will become slightly slow. Okay, the performance will become low. So you should be very careful about it when you're creating this calculated columns. Right. Next, we have this measures. The second one, measures are the calculations that are applied to the entire data set, typically performed in the context of a visualization or pivot table. They are dynamic and respond to filters and slices applied to the report. I'll tell you in a simple way, measures are actually used when you create aggregate function. Okay, aggregate functions. Now let me go here. The purpose measures are used to perform aggregate functions. See, I told you perform aggregations, that is aggregate functions. Whenever I need any aggregate values, then I'll be using this measures. Say calculations based on filtering criteria. So, there is something called as filtering where we can filter the data. At that time, I can use this measures. I'll show this also practically. Everything, whatever I discussed, I'll show one by one, but make a note of all these things. Evaluation. Measures are evaluated dynamically at query time, recalculated based on their context of the visualization or user interaction. They do not consume additional memory. See this point, make a note of this. They do not consume additional memory because they are not stored. Okay, they are just like a template. We create some template and we'll keep it. Whenever I need, I just drag and drop, the calculation happens. Tables. Calculated tables are tables that are created dynamically based on a DAX expression. That means when I want a new table to be created from an existing table, then I'll be using this calculated table functions. What is the purpose? The calculated tables are used to create new tables or subsets of the data based on specific criteria or calculations. Okay. They can be used to segment or filter data for analysis or create the hierarchy. Say, I will show you this, how to create a new table. So suppose if you think that I want to create one new table, I can create a new table or create a subset. That means I have one main table. Out of that, I can create one more table. People, please do not switch on your camera. That will occupy a lot of space here. Evaluation. Calculated tables are generated dynamically at query time based on the DAX expression defined for them. Okay. They do not consume any additional memory. Keep this in mind. But we can actually convert that into a table unless and until then, we will not have any additional memory. But keep in mind, if you change that to mark as data table, that will become something like, that will occupy some space. Okay. Unless and until it won't occupy any space. Right. Next, choosing the calculations. When should I use the calculated columns? Whenever you need to perform calculations at row level, okay, then I'll be using this calculated columns. Whenever you want to uh, add a new attributes to the data set, then I'll be creating this calculated columns. When am I creating these measures? You need to perform aggregations or calculations based on the entire data set, or you want dynamic calculations, then I'll be using this measures. Then when are we using this calculated tables? We need to create new tables or subsets. Then I'll be using this calculated tables. So if you want to generate tables dynamically, then also I'll be using this calculated tables. Okay. All right. So till now, okay, whatever we have done, it was just a theoretical thing. We just try to understand about the DAX and few things. Now what we'll do is we'll try to work on the calculated columns. We'll work on measures and calculated tables, and we'll also work on some aggregate functions. And then I'll also talk about something called as quick measures. Okay. All right. I will minimize this PPT now because I actually don't like this PPT presentation. I always like to have practical sessions. Say, I'll open this Power BI desktop. Okay, let it open. So meanwhile, let me check with you people if you guys have understood something. Do you guys have any questions till now? Any questions about these slides? Whatever we discussed till now. Any questions? Okay. Shweta says no. Till the Power BI get open. So we'll just have a discussion so that we'll not waste time. No questions. Karthik says no. Prema no. Samir no. Okay. All right. Good to see this. People don't have any doubts. I assume that you people have understood. I explained it very clearly. Now, what I'll do is I'll try to import the data. So people, please, here I'm not teaching you how to import the data and things like that because I have the session that is DAX function. Right. Just a minute. Just a minute, people. All right. So people, I'll just import the data. So let me go here. I'll say Excel workbook. Let me take this data. Okay. So I have a data here. So this data very commonly I'll be using in all my sessions because it is very easy for me to explain, most of the people. So if you think that you want any other data set, you can use your own data set as well. But I use this data set because it is very easy for me to explain for the students or say people who wants to learn from beginning. Okay. Now I'm using this one data set. It's a very simple one. I think you would have already seen this data set. I'll say open. So here I have multiple tables. Why I've taken this multiple table is I also want to show you about the data modeling, how we can actually relate, the tables. So it is getting loaded. All right. So this data set, most of you would have already seen. I'm just trying to select all this. Suppose if you think that I don't have the proper column names, I'll directly go to this transform data. I'm just trying to transform the data so that it is easy for me to write the DAX functions. Right. So I'll quickly clean all the tables. Say use first row as headers. Right. Location, this is fine. Product table, yes, use first row as headers. Segment first row as headers. Chip mode first row as headers. Right. So this is done. Quickly, I just corrected the column headers. So I'm coming back to the Power BI. So from here, we'll work on all those things, whatever I have mentioned here, that is, we'll work on this exercise on calculated columns, measures, tables, and some aggregated values. And then we'll also see what is a quick measure as well. Let it get loaded. All right, the data is loaded. Now we'll try to understand how we can start writing the DAX functions. All of you, please make a note. Okay. Right. So before I start, how many of you think you need the recorded session? How many of you actually need this recorded session? Before I start this DAX practicals, how many of you need? Okay. Mohan says he needs. Raghunath, Samuel, Jessica, everyone needs. Nanda Kumar is saying, I need this to practice. All of you need this? Okay, fine. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me give this recording for those who actually really wants. Okay, those who have responded. So I'll just make a note of it. So whoever wants, I'll just. Sure. So whoever is messaging, they need, I will surely send the recorded session for you people. Okay, right. Okay, all of you needs, all of you, now all of you have started messaging. I need it. Okay. All right, so people, I'll do one thing. I can see that, all are very much interested in learning this DAX functions. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll send this recording for only those, who are interested, and I can know that these people who are there till end, okay, so they would really be interested in learning this DAX functions. Okay, so stay till end so that I can give the recordings for all those who have attended the entire session. Okay. All right. Okay, sure. I'll give you the recording for those who are there till end. So what I'll do is I'll just take the attendance and I'll send this to you people so that you can have this recorded session completely. Okay. All right. Now let's not waste time. Let's come to the actual thing, that is how to actually work on DAX functions. Okay. Right. Now, first what we'll do is we'll go to this data model. Okay. I'll tell you why. When you go to this data model, that is model view, you can see all my tables here. Just wanted to see if they are all connected. Make sure that they are connected properly. Okay. This product one table is not connected. I'll tell you why it is not connected. That is because we have duplicate values in this particular table. I just drag and drop. You can see that I'll get one warning message. Yes, I got it. That is because here the relationship is many to many. So anyways, we need this relationship. I'll say, okay, let it be. Right. So I will not talk about much on this relationship, but here if you see, all the tables are actually connected. That is one to many, and here only this is actually many to many. About this relationship itself, we'll have one more session. So that we'll discuss when we have that particular session that is on relation. Right. So let me start writing the DAX functions. I'll tell you how these DAX functions actually work. People, I've seen many of them coming to me and asking, saying that DAX is very confusing. DAX is very complex. Can I learn this? I already told you, I already showed you few slides. The reason why I made those slides is to make you people very much comfortable so that you can write the DAX functions. Now, what I'll do is, first thing, whenever you want to write the DAX functions, make sure that you are in table view. This is first thing what you have to do. Go to this table view. When you go to this table view, you can see all the data here. You can see that I have this data pan. You can see there are all the tables here. Now, you have to decide. I want to write, say, whether I need to write the DAX functions on calculated columns, measures, or calculated tables. You have to decide on how to decide that. I will tell you. So this is what I told, how to choose the calculations. I am choosing now calculated columns. Why? Because I need a column to be created. You need to perform calculations at the row level. That means we are actually using this calculated columns so that we can write a calculation row by row. Now for me, I'm going to this customer table. You can see that I have this customer table. In this customer table, I have this customer name. I want this customer name to be in capital letters, that is uppercase. So what I'll do, when I go to this table view, here I'll get one new tab. So here you can see that I have this tab, table tools. In this, I get this, say, new measure, quick measure, new column, new table. My purpose is to create a new column here. I'll click on this new column. You can see that I'll click on this new column. When you see, when I clicked on that, a new column got created here. Once the new column is created, you can see that the formula bar is enabled. Previously, it was not there. And in the syntax and structure slide, I told you, here you can see that I have this column equals and I need to write the calculation. In Excel, what we do, we'll start from equals, but here it's not like that. We can write the column name. So we can give the column name. And this is what I was talking about in that slide, saying that the name of the column should be very descriptive. We should not be like, giving some abbreviation or something. Let's say I want to convert this into capital letters. So I'll go here. I'll just say custom name upper. And I'll say equals here, just type upper. You see the syntax. We mentioned this is the column name equals this is the function name, that is DAX function name. Whenever I type, you just observe this. When I type, see, you can see there is one, the tab or say, the pan, whatever you call it as, something will appear here like this. We call it as IntelliSense. That means intelligent sensor. That means automatically it will give me all the list of functions here. See, don't mention enter, don't enter it, use tab. Like in Excel, what we do, similarly, use tab. You can see that upper, you can see that it will give me the parameter. In this case, it is text as the parameter. Now for me, I want the customer name, the column, all the values, whatever is there in this column to be capital letters. So what I'll do, I'll say upper and here I'll just type customer name. You can see that I'll get all the list of names, the column names in that particular table. For me, I need this customer name. I'll use this tab and I will close the bracket and I'll say enter. That is all DAX function. See, now I got this one new column, that is calculated column. You can see here, I got this customer name converted to uppercase. Right. This is the first step. I'm just telling you the simplest way. Let's do one more. Let me go to this data table. In this data table, there are so many columns. In that, there are some number columns as well. Let's say I want one calculation, that is profit percentage. Assume that I want to calculate profit percentage. So what I'll do, the profit percentage, the formula is profit divided by sales. Let's assume that this is the formula, profit divided by sales. I'll go to this table tools. You can see here I have this table tools and I have this new column. I told you again, we are trying to create the calculated column in the table. I'll click on this new column. When I click on this new column, you can see that a new column is created. Now, once the column is created, you can see that I have this formula bar. I'll go here and I will mention it as profit percentage. Now I should say equals. I want to divide, say profit divided by sales. I have a function called as divide. Tab. When I use this, can you see that numerator, denominator, alternate result, these are called as the parameters, the arguments. When you see this numerator, denominator, and you can see that alternative result, it is not that always I have to give the column values here. I can also say hard-coded values, say 100, the denominator I'll say 300, comma, the alternative result. If I'm getting any errors or 0 or something, I'll go here. I don't want any errors, so I'll say alternative result 0. See, I use this 100, 300. These are called as hard-coded values. I'll say enter. You can see that I'm getting this result here. See, I got some results. But this is not what I want. The reason why I use this DAX function is to make my calculations dynamic, and I should use the columns which are there in this particular table. The previous example, I used 100, comma 300. That means numerator was 100, denominator was 300. Now what I'll do, instead of taking the hard-coded values, I will take these values. The formula what I want is profit by sales. I'll say profit. You can see here, I have this, I'm selecting this, use tab. This is my numerator. Denominator, I'll say sales. If there is any error, I don't want any error to be seen, I'll say the alternative result as 0, I'll say 8. Just observe, now you can see that I'm getting the result, profit divided by sales is 0.23, 0.11, 0.47. Now this is in decimal values. Can I change this to percentage? So what I'll do, I'm selecting this column. I'll go to this column tools. You can see format. I can click here and here I have this percentage. I'll click on this percentage. You can see I'm getting this percentage getting changed. So I can do something like this as well. Right. Now let's work on one more example for this calculated column. I'll again take this data table itself. People, if you have any questions, I will answer. Okay, please make a note of all your questions. I will surely ask. We'll have a questionnaire session. So there I'll answer because it should not disturb others. Okay, so let's continue with the session. I will surely answer all of your questions. All right. Now, you can see that I have this order date. So one, we worked on text column. Another one, we worked on this number column. Now let's work on the date column as well. Here I have this order date. I want to extract, say, the month or say the year. Let's say we'll extract year from this order date. So what I'll do, I'll click on this new column. When I click on this new column, I'll get the column. Now I'll go here and I'll mention it as get year. I'm just giving a column name equals year of. There is a function called as year. See, year of. It lasts for the date. So here I have this order date. So what I'll do, I'll say order date. I'm selecting this order date. Close bracket. And I'll say enter. See, in this order date, you can see that year that has been extracted here in a separate column. Now this is called as the calculated columns. All this, whatever I did now, to create a new column. So whenever you feel that I need an extra column or calculations to happen within this table, then I will be using calculated columns. So there are many ways where we can actually use this calculated columns. There are so many n number of functions. Let me just show you. Here I have made a list of links here. See, let me open this. Sorry, where is that? Sorry, DAX functions. Links. See, you have text functions. You can see that there are so many various different functions here. Hundreds of functions. I'll tell you how you can actually learn this completely for free. Okay, all this completely free. All these functions I have explained. I'll tell you where it is after completing few exercises. Okay, right. Now, I think people understood about how we can actually use this calculated columns. Let's do one more. Okay, let me just minimize all this. I'll go to this product table. In this product table, I have product ID. I want the first three characters of this product ID to be extracted. The first three characters. Or say, let's take this one, number. Say last 8 characters. So what I'll do, I want this last 8 characters to be an extra, or say, another column in this table itself. So what I'll do, I'll go to this table tools, keep this table tools, enabled. Here I have this new column. I'll just click on this new column. When I click on this new column, you can see that I'm getting this new column. A new column is created and the formula bar is enabled. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll remove this, and here I'll mention, say, let's say product code. Okay, I'll just name it as product code equals. I want the last 8 characters, I'll say right off. It asks for the text. You can read the parameter. Please have the habit of reading this parameter when you're writing this DAX function. Here it says text. I will mention it as product ID here, this one, comma. It asks for number of characters. I'll mention 8, close bracket, and say enter. Now you see, I'll get 8 characters here. So we created one more column. Let's say I also wanted this first 3 characters. So what I'll do, new column. And here in the formula bar, I'll say, name it as product name. Do we have product name? I think product name is already there. We'll say product category. I just gave one name. Okay, because I cannot take this product name because already product name is available. Okay, right. I took this product category as a name of that particular column. I'll use left off. It asks for the text. I'll say product ID, comma, and I'll say 3. Close bracket, say enter. See, I'll get first 3 characters. Exactly like in Excel, what we write the function. So here also we have similar kind of functions. I have find. So I showed you. Let me just open that again. The DAX functions. See, I have find, I have len, I have replace, substitute, trim, every functions, whatever is there in Excel. So we can find here as well. Okay, right. So before I move on to measures, now people tell me, still you think DAX is difficult, complex? If you think it is easy, say yes. If you think it is difficult, say no. I want quick answer. I'll give it 30 seconds. I want you people to answer. Easy? So far easy. Okay. Okay, good. Very good. I'm feeling very happy that people are finding the DAX functions very easy. All right. People who are still finding it difficult, don't worry. We still have some exercises. You'll really feel that, the DAX functions are very easy. Okay. Right. All right. So people, this is the calculated columns. Okay. Now, let's go to this measure. All right. So people, now you can stop messaging. Now, I'll go back to this Power BI. Let's work on measures. Now, all of you stop writing or say typing or whatever. Just listen. Okay. I will create one small report. All of you, please see this report. The report is about, let's say, I'll take this table. I'm trying to create one report. Here, what I'll do, I will take column in this location. I will take region. Okay. I've taken this region. The next what I'll do is I'll go to this data. Here I will take sales. Next, I want this profit. I have this region. You can see that I have the sum of sales and I have the sum of profit. Now what I'll do is I will take this profit percentage. I want to get some reports. If you see this, I'm getting one table here with region, sales, profit, and sum of profit percentage. Let me format this so that we can increase the font size. Say values, we'll make it as 20. Right? Then we'll say column headers 20. All right, so let me increase this. I'll resize the table. Now, let me go back to this table here and we'll check the formula what we have written, the profit percentages, right or not. Okay, here I'm getting this 23%. What I'll do, I will take one Excel file. Okay, to make you people understand measures how it will work, I'm just trying to take one Excel file and I'll show you the calculation, how it happens. Now let's say here I have profit, sales, profit percentage. Now in profit, we have 240.2649. Let's go here. Say 240.2469. 2649, sorry. 2649. Done. Okay. Sales, say 1044.63. Say 1044.63. Now, the formula what I've written is say profit divided by sales. I can see that I'm getting this 23%. People tell me, now this 23%, whatever I'm getting, it is fine, correct? Mention yes if you feel that the calculation is right. So, say it's 23%. It is correct. I'm getting the right value, right? All of you? Okay. Now, considering this 23%, okay? Considering this 23%, let's go to this Excel and see. Here I'm getting 23% fine. Now, let me go back to the report. Now, seeing the values what we got, that is profit divided by sales. Now, tell me the profit percentage what I'm getting here, this column, am I getting right results or not? Mention yes if it is right. Mention no if it is wrong. No, no. Aparna, Ganesh, all of you are saying it is not correct. So, by seeing, okay, only Sindhu is saying yes, okay. Prasad saying no, okay. Right. So people, by seeing this itself, I can easily say that the calculation is wrong. That means here, the value what I'm getting here in profit percentage is not correct. What should I do? Now, let's take this value to Excel and see what result actually I should get here. Okay. I'll go here and let's take the values. Let me go here. The profit, it is 39706.36. Right. The sum of sales is 501,239.89. Done. Now let's take the same formula here. Now the result actually should be 7.92. Okay, you can see that it should be 7.92 if I'm using this formula. But I'm getting minus 24,700 and sorry, 24,176.14. Let me go back to this table and see what is the problem. If you see here, row by row, okay, every row calculation, I'm getting the right result. But when I'm actually taking this year in this table, when I drag and drop in the canvas, I'm getting the wrong result. Why? I'll tell you. Now we should understand this. Then only you'll understand why we should actually create the measure. Now, if you see very closely, it says sum of sales. One of them actually mentioned there. It is actually getting summed. Yes, you're right. So you can see that here it is getting summed up. Okay. Right. Now you can see that sum of profit. Yes, this also is getting summed up. That is, it getting summarized. Now, this calculation, what we have, the profit percentage is not, it should not be summarized. That means the value what I'm getting a profit percentage should be the calculated values of this total profit divided by total sales. Then only I'll get this proper result. In this case, whenever you feel that I need to calculate, I need the calculation to happen when I drag and drop here in the canvas, then I should use measure. Let's see how it works. I'll go to this table view. Okay. Now I have all the tables here. You can see that. I will create one measure. Now people keep in mind, measure can be created in any of the tables. Suppose I want to create, say, profit percentage here. What I did, I selected this data, created one column, and then I created, one calculated column, that is profit percentage. But if you want to create measure, you can create in any table and you can use that. But usually what we do is we'll create a new table. Say here we have this, new table here. That is, we can create one table and then we can create. But as of now, I don't want to confuse you people. I'm just telling you what we actually do. We'll have all the measures in one particular table. But here, what I'll do is I'll select this data table. I'll go to this table tools. And here I have this new measure. Let me click on this new measure. You just observe, I selected this table. I'll say new measure. Here, once I click on new measure, you can see that previously when I clicked on column, I got this column. Now I'm getting this measure. What is the difference? We'll see. First, what we'll do is we'll try to write the formula. I will go here, I'll say profit percentage, but I'll use M. Just for a reference, that is M is for measure. Here, I'll say sum of profit. You can either use divide function or directly you can divide it. I'll just use this, say sum of, you have to use this aggregate function, sum of profit. So here we have this profit divided by sum of sales. If you want, you can use that divide function and then do, or you can directly do like this as well. I will say enter. Just observe, I created one formula here. And you can see to the right hand side, I have this profit percentage M, which is nothing but the measure what I've created. But if you go and check in the table, you'll not have that profit percentage M. This is like a template. Here we have the sum of profit, sum of sales. It's like a template. But if you see this profit percentage, it is available here. This is not calculated yet. It is not calculated. When is it getting calculated? I'll go back to this report. You can see this table. Let me just make it in the center like this. I will select this profit percentage and you can see that I'm getting this profit percentage. That is the measure call, say the measure. Now let me convert this into percentage. How to do that? I'm selecting this measure what I've created. Here you can see same thing, same measure tools. Previously it was column tools, now it is measure tools. I'll click here and I'll say percentage. This will get converted to percentage. See, let me go back. And now in the Excel sheet, you can see that 7.92. Here you can see 7.92. This is how you should use measures. I'll show you one more example as well. So when you say measure, that means whenever you feel that there are some aggregated values to be created, or I want to do some calculations on aggregate values, then you'll be using this measure. Let's go back to that slide where I've mentioned here. See, you need to perform aggregations or calculations based on the entire data set. You want dynamic calculations that respond to their interactions. That means here I'm trying to do the dynamic calculations based on these aggregated values. So then I'll be using this profit percentage, that is measure count. If you see, whenever I create a column, you can see that the symbol here, it is something like, a table or something here, column, and you can see one sigma mark. But measure, you can see there is something like a calculator. Okay, so this is also one difference what we can see. Shall we work on one more example to understand more on this measure? People, you want one more example? All of you? Right? Only two, Sakshi, Deepika. You want one more example? Okay, right. So if you want me to work on this one more example, tell me how are you feeling about this session? Tell me how is this session going on? How do you feel about this session? Quickly, I want all of you to answer this so that I'll show you one more example. Okay, fantastic, great, very interesting, awesome, good, interesting. Okay, good. As always, informative and interesting, very good. Superb session, Sai Guru. Good. All right, so I actually assume by seeing all the messages which are flowing, I can just feel that you people are finding it more interesting about this session. Okay, all right. All right, people. So now stop messaging. In-depth knowledge we are receiving. Good. Mohan is saying in-depth knowledge. I started Power BI but was stuck on DAX. Thank you, sir. Okay. Ganesh Muthaya. Okay. Don't worry, Ganesh. So still we have a lot of things to discuss. Now I understood DAX. Okay. Girish saying now I understood DAX. Knowledge gaining. Vinayak Power Solutions. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, people. Now stop working. Okay. I mean, stop messaging. Okay. Now let's take one more example. Let me go back to this table. Here, let's take this. I have this sales value. What I'll do is I want to categorize this into high, medium, and low. High, medium, and low. What I'll do is I will write one if conditions. There is if formula. Let's go here. I'll create one column. I'll say new column. Right. I got this column. What I'll do, I will write a formula. Say, let's make it as status. But the status, what I'll do is I'll keep it as column, like so that we'll easily understand whether it is a column or measure. Status, I'm creating a column here saying that if sales value is greater than or equals to, let's say if it is greater than or equals to, say 5,000. Okay. I want this, if it is greater than or equals to 5,000, let me mention it as high, comma. If sales value is greater than or equals to 2,000, let me make it as medium. If both the conditions are false, then let me make it as low. Close bracket. I'll say enter. Now, if you just observe, depending on the values here, I'll get high, medium, and low. Let me go and filter this high. All the values which are above 5,000 will be filtered and that will be high. Let's go here. I'll say medium and I'll say okay. You can see that all the values between say 2000 to 5,000, you can see here, they are actually under medium. Then whatever the values are less than 2000 will be under low. See here, all the values less than 2000. Right. Now my formula is correct. That means the results what I'm getting here is perfect. Now what I'll do, I want to create a report based on this status. Let me go back to this canvas. I'll just try to copy the same table. I'll just copy this table and I'll make one more table here. Or what I'll do is, let me take one more page, okay, so that we'll not get confused. So here I have this table. I'll remove all these columns. I just copied that because, it was already formatted with the, bigger size of the fonts. Let me go here. I will change this to state. Let me change this to state. And I'll add the values. Say, let me take sales. Okay. So I have this state and sales. Now what I'll do is, I will take that status column what I had created. I'll just go here. I have the status column. Now, let me go and check the result what I'm getting here is right or not. The condition was above 5,000. The status should be high. But if you just see here, it says 16,000. Here I'm getting low. 3,000 I'm getting medium. This is fine. 35,000 I'm getting low. 11,000 low. 13,000 high. This is fine. But if you see here, 3 lakh, it is showing low. You just observe. Do you think I'm getting right result here in this status column? Am I getting right result, people? It's not correct. The reason I'll tell you. Okay, the reason I'll tell you. By this time, you would have understood the reason. I'll tell you why we are getting wrong results. The reason is, when I wrote the function here, the DAX function, you can see that it is nothing but the row values. Okay, I've written the function for the values which are there in row. But let me go back to the canvas and check. Here it says sum of sales. These are all aggregated. So what I'll do is I'll go here to this build a visual. You can open this pan. You can see that I have the sum of sales. I have one small arrow here. Click on this. If I remove this aggregation and say don't summarize, now you see I'll get the right result. So we are getting this problem whenever I go here and then make it aggregate. So whenever you think I want to check the aggregated values, then I have to create measure. Let's do the same thing here. What I'll do is I'll go back. Let's check the values here. I'll just try to sort these values. Let's say sort by sum of sales. All right. So here we have this sales value 5,000. Okay. I'll write the same formula here. Okay. Whatever formula is there here, say sales greater than 5,000, greater than 2,000. Same formula will write, but this time I will use measure. Let me click on this measure. When I click on the measure, you can see that I'll get this formula bar enabled. Here, I'll use the same name, status, but here I'll say measure. Let's set the same formula, if, same if condition, but I'll use sum of. Column name is sales, sum of sales greater than or equals to 5,000. Same value I'm using, and I should get high if it is greater than or equals to 5,000. Next, if sum of sales is greater than or equals to 2,000, then I'll say medium, else I'll say low. Close the bracket. Again, one more bracket I need to close. I'll say enter. I created one more formula here, that is measure. You can see that I have this measure, but I'll not get the value in the table. Let me go to this canvas. Now what I'll do, I'll take this measure. I'll say, let me remove this column. I'll just remove this. I'll take measure. Now just observe all the values which are above 5,000. See, it says high. All the values which are from 2,000 to 4,000, it is medium. Any value less than 2,000 is low. Now tell me, it is right or wrong? Now the status what I'm getting here, is it right or wrong? Am I getting right results here? Yes. Now tell me people. Okay. Finish this. I'll just give 30 seconds. Now we are getting right results, correct? Very good. Right. So now all of you, okay, stop typing. I will ask you people one question. Please. Okay. Okay. Punita, I'll explain. But before that, okay, all of you, one question. I want all of you to answer. Now tell me, the DAX functions are easy or difficult? If it is easy, say yes. If it is difficult, say no. After seeing these examples. See, everyone is saying yes, 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 yes. That's all is DAX. Okay. It's all like Excel function. Yes, Rashid, it's all like Excel function. It's easy actually. Okay. Right. Practice is required. And I'm not telling DAX is only this much. There are a lot of other things as well. I'm telling the understanding of how to write DAX functions. This is what you have to do. Okay. So as I told you, see, I'm just trying to make you people understand what is DAX, how actually you can write DAX. I'm not telling that this itself is DAX. If you see here, see, I have so many functions here. Don't worry, I'll tell you how actually you can learn all this completely free. Okay. So here, I'm just trying to make you people understand how you can write DAX functions. That's it. How you can easily understand to write DAX functions. All right. So now we understood about the measures. We understood about the columns. But now let's also understand about how we can create the calculated table. Okay. Here we had a slide. So here we have this calculated table. We'll understand this. Why we should actually create table. Say sometimes what happens. Let me go to this Power BI. Let me just take only the data here. We have this data table. If you see here, I have a huge table. Let's say I have a huge table here. Okay. I have a huge table. I want only specific data, and that I need as a different table. In that case, what I'll do is I'll go to this table tools. Here I have this new table. I'll just click on this new table. When I click on this new table, again, the formula bar will be enabled, and you can see that I'm getting this as table. You can see that it says table. I will go here. I'll just say filter 5,000. That means I'm just trying to filter the data wherein I need all the sales value which are greater than 5,000. I want a separate table wherein I have all the sales value which is greater than 5,000. I will use a function called as filter. It lasts for the table. I'm getting the data from the data table. Here you can see that I have this data table, comma, filter expression. What is filter expression? I'll say I want the sales value which is greater than or equals to 5,000. This is nothing but the expression. Now I'll say enter. You can see a new table got created. Let me make it, I'll just minimize this. You can see that filter 5000, there is a new table which got created. You can see that the icon, there is one icon that is like a table, and there is one calculator kind of thing here. So this is called as the table, the calculated table. Now let me tell you a few things about it. The calculated table will have all the records which are filtered here. Okay, there are many functions. Not only that, so we have, say, filter, top n, summarize columns. There are many actually. If you see here, I have this filter 5000, and I have a separate column here. This is a referred table. That means it is referring this data table. If I delete this data table, this will show errors here because there is no reference here. So you should be very careful when actually, when you create this new table. So there is a new table which gets created, and all the functions what you write. Say if you go here, see profit percentage, that will be available. Then get here status. So whatever column functions you write, everything will be available here. If I create one more function in this data table, that will get reflected here also. Right. Will this be available in the data model? If you go here, if you see this, it will come in the data model as well. All the columns, whatever you create, you can see that here. See, I created calculated columns here. You can see this, you can see this, you can see here. Go to this data table, here you can see all those calculations, that is the measure, the calculated columns, the table, everything will appear here. But this will not be available in Power Query editor. Let me go here and I'll show you. I'm going to this Power Query editor. See, I had written two functions here, or two or one functions in this customer table. It is not available. I'll go to this product. Here I had written two functions. That is not available. I'll go to this data table. Here I had written so many functions. That is not available. I created one calculated table. That is not available. That means the calculations, whatever I'm doing by using this DAX functions, they are available only in Power BI desktop here. It will not be available in the Power Query editor. So you cannot edit the calculated columns, measures, or tables. This you keep in mind. This might be an interview question as well, but keep that in mind. Okay, so this is how you can start developing. Say here, you can start developing a lot of things wherein you can master this DAX function. This is the logics what I'm actually telling you people. Apart from this, let me go here. I'll tell you some more thing. I'll go to this table tool. You can see there is something called as quick measure. What is this quick measure? Suppose if you think, I don't know how to do the calculation. There are a few things which automatically you want to create. Just go here and check. You can see here, there are so many automatically measures available here. For example, let's say I want, let's go here. Okay, running total. Okay. Now, when I click on this running total, you just see, I want a running total, one complete one, the measure. I'll click on this running total. It asks for the base value, field, direction, or something. Let's say the base value, I'll click on this. I'll take the running total to be based on sales. Field, I want this to be based on, let's say let's take this date and see that works. Month. See, I selected month. I selected the sales as a running total. I will click on this add. When I click on this add, a measure is created automatically. I don't have to do anything, but don't get scared seeing this, the thing, whatever we have here, the DAX function. Don't worry. This is very simple one actually. That is what I told in one of the slides, that if there is any complex function or say any big formula which is written, try to break it. So here it is like, we use this summarize. This is nothing but it is actually getting one table created. Then again, on that calculated table is nothing but we're trying to filter the data. Again, we are trying to filter here. Again, we are trying. So it is like one by one. Don't worry. I told you that we shortly will have, the advanced DAX functions class as well. So how to write these kind of things, I will tell you. But I'm telling you here, I'm just telling you that you can easily create the DAX functions from this quick measure as well. There is something called as co-pilot. This also I'll discuss. Now I'll not discuss about it because I want all of you to understand about how the logics has to be built to create these, DAX functions. Okay, so that we'll discuss in another community class where I'll be using only DAX functions advanced. Okay, so like this also you can create the measures. Now, if you go here, say I'll have this, say, you can see that sales running total. All right, next. So we just understood about the logics of the, how to create all these functions, so aggregate functions and things like that. So one of them actually asked about how to create the measure. See, the creating measure, again, I think it was Punita who asked. Punita, just observe. So if you think you want to create any measure, so you have to just go here, select any of the tables, click on this new measure. Okay, the measure will actually take only the aggregated values. Okay, so here it'll take only aggregated values. Say, for example, if you want to get total sales, I'll say total sales equals sum of sales. So this is how actually you should do. This is measures. Okay, Punita, I think you understood about it. All right. So people, let me go to the next slide. People, I'll tell you, Chat GPT. Okay. I've seen many trainers or say coach, they keep telling about Chat GPT. If you don't learn Chat GPT or AI, your job will go, or they'll be keep on telling so many things. But people, I'll tell you, most of the people, I don't know what actually they think about the Chat GPT. See, Chat GPT is nothing but a tool, or say, one application, or say one website where we put one question, it will give me the answer. That's it. There is nothing advanced about it. There is nothing, you get good results, you get, the required results, but you don't have to worry about, I want to learn. Many people actually call me and say, sir, I want to learn DAX functions. I want to learn Power BI. Will you teach how to do that in Chat GPT as well? So what is Chat GPT? It is nothing but just like Google, what we Google and get the results. Chat GPT also similar to that, but the thing is like straight away it will give me the answer. That's it. So don't think too much about, Chat GPT. If you don't learn Chat GPT, then I can learn these things or not. To make your task, to make your, the complexity easy, we use these kind of tools. That's it. Okay, so that you keep in mind. So here I have explained about how actually you can use the Chat GPT. Okay, so just go through this. I don't want to go through all this and bore you people. I'll straight away go here. I'll open this Chat GPT and I'll show you. I'll go here. Say chat. Let me go to this new chat and I'll say, just mention, I need profit percentage to be calculated in my data, which I have imported in Power BI. Okay, you can mention the table name. The table name is data and the columns are sales and profit. Okay, give me a DAX function to calculate profit percent. Let me say, can I say this? You can also just mention that I need profit percentage. It will give me, but I just mentioned here so that, it will give me with the column name or something. See? That's all. So this we already done. So likewise, say I'll go here, say I need running total calculation to my report in Power BI. Please give me a DAX function to calculate running total. Let's see. See, it gave me something very simple one. So if you go and check here, it was a very complex one. So here it is giving me something simple one. I'm not sure whether it is right or not. So we can do something like this. So here, what I have done, that's why I've just mentioned here, see, formulate your question, provide context, ask for assistance, interact with chat GPT. See here, I've mentioned review the response. I just mentioned here saying that whether this is right or not. Review the response, check that whether it is right or not. Next, iterate if necessary. Suppose if you think that it's not correct, again put the question, implement the solution. Once you feel yes, this is fine, implement the solution. That's it. Validate the result. So there is nothing, great. You'll have to go and master chat GPT and then come for DAX function. Nothing like that. You just try to learn how to give the prompts here. Okay. But anyways, we'll have one more advanced way of learning this DAX. Shortly, I'll, let you know. We can learn like that. Okay. But don't ever think that, if you don't learn chat GPT, then I'll not get the job or something. Nothing like that. Learn all the technologies. Learn, upgrade, update yourself with all the new things. 100% you will get the job. Okay. All right. How to optimize? Say, what is optimization? I'll tell you. Optimization means, say, for example, we just saw one measure here. Say, where is that? Sales. Somewhere we have that, right? Running total, where did I create? Somewhere. Okay. So that running total, we'll search. Say, I'll go here. Now, if you see, this is a measure what we have created. It looks very, lengthy formula. But I want to optimize it or say, make it little smaller, wherein it'll be easy for me to understand, and also the performance is becoming, the tool is becoming faster. That is called as optimizing. Okay, so here I've given some points. Minimize the use of calculate and related functions. There are some functions called as calculate and related, which is actually used for filtering the data and relating it to the other tables. Next, use variables to improve readability. I told you there is something called as variables. I'll show you that. The variables are nothing but where we can actually store my values in the memory and then I can use it multiple times. This is something, the next level of DAX. As promised, I will do that also, but that require more time for me to explain. First step is understanding of the DAX that I'm actually doing with you now. After that, the next level will be about the variables that also will take shortly. Okay. Avoid iterating functions whenever possible. Say there is something called a sum, the average, creating aggregated values to the table, sum max average x. So that you should avoid. Okay. Use relationship wisely. I showed you that relationship that is connecting from one table to another table. So please make sure that you have a proper relationship. Optimize calculated columns and measure. Just now I told if it is too lengthy, make sure that you'll try to reduce it, however possible. Okay. Test performance on different data volumes. So try to check, say 100 records, 200 records, 1000 records, 10,000 records. Keep on checking. If you feel that, yes, even if it is 10,000 records also, it is faster. 1 lakh record also, it is faster. My DAX function, whatever I've written, is optimized. Okay. So these points you just keep in mind. All right. Now, the biggest question is, most of the people actually feel that we are not getting job in Power BI. Many of them say that, sir, I've already completed my Power BI. I am doing a lot of things, but still I'm not getting the job. People, I'll tell you, there are a lot of openings. Okay, very frankly, there are openings, but don't go with people saying that you will get 20 lakhs package, 30 lakhs package. Don't go with those things. I'm just telling you that the career is very good in Power BI, but I don't know about the exact salary what the companies will give. But I'll tell you a few points why actually we are not getting job. This point I'll tell you. You have to correct yourself, okay? Because I cannot go and check each and every individual profiles now. I'll just tell you the reasons why people are not getting job, okay? Lack of experience. That means just by learning Power BI is not that you will get the job. Okay, you should try to work on more examples, more projects, understand about. See, most of the people actually feel that okay, I learned visualization, then they'll forget about DAX. The main thing is you should learn DAX, also visualization. So these things you should actually make sure that you are good in all the skills. The lack of experience is one reason. Limited skill set. Okay, I'll learn only visualization. See here, I learn only visualization. In DAX, I'll learn only columns. That's all. I'll not go further. That will not work. Incomplete understanding of business needs. Apart from technical things, you should also understand about, say, I was talking about profit percentage. So that is one, kind of calculations. So whenever I give the data, you should understand what reports the people are asking. So what reports I can actually give by writing some, formulas, the optimized formulas. This is also one more point, okay? Because when they give the data, they'll not tell you that this is the reports what has to be created. So you have to understand and try to give some suggestions saying that see these are the reports what we can actually create. Some of the clients actually give the reports what has to be created, but you have to give them more suggestions because you are an analyst and trying to create some reports. Next, weak portfolio or resume. This is one thing which is very, very important because this is the first thing what actually some clients or say the HRs will actually see. So your profile should be very, very good. If they see your profile, they should feel that yes, this is really very good. I can actually call this person for interview. So, for that reason, I always tell my students, okay, who are coming offline or online, try to get certifications, but don't post all those. There are some certifications which are not at all useful. Just don't blindly keep on posting all the certifications. If you are doing something very good, say Microsoft certification, IBM certification, when you are actually doing some internship you are doing somewhere, those kind of certifications you add. Along with that, make sure that you also post what you have learned. I've seen some people, what they do is they'll just blindly post their certification. That's it. That will not work. Tag people. Okay, I've seen some of my students who have completed their data science certifications in IBM. What they have done, they have tagged IBM, they've tagged me, my company, and some of their friends or some HRs as well. So what happens in that case if you're tagging us? That will actually give more visibility because when I actually repost it, many of the people actually who are there in my circle, my professional circle will watch. Some of them actually tagged IBM. So IBM have actually replied. So there are chances. I'm not telling that you will immediately get the job, but there are chances. Okay. So make sure that you actually try to build your portfolio such a way that build your resume such a way that people will actually, when they see, they should feel very good. Okay. Right. Limited networking opportunities. People networking is very, very important. I tell 100 times to my students, keep, make sure that you will have the right connections in your LinkedIn. That is very important. That's why when you actually get one certificate, tag me. I will repost it. When I repost it, there are some people from our circle, they will start observing it. So these are all some chances to get recognized. I'm not telling to get the job, but at least to get recognized by other people. Okay. Lack of soft skills. This might not be a major thing, but yes, this also should be considered. Make sure that you'll have some soft skills, how to behave, how to speak to the interviewer, or say when you go for interview, how actually you should behave. These things also matters. Along with that, make sure that you are having good communication skills as well, because I've seen many people, they are very good technical, but the problem is they're not able to express their skills. So this also matters. So make sure that you will actually try to overcome this, say the weakness. I can say this one of the weakness as well. Okay. Right. Then high competition. There are competition. Now everybody wants to go to this Power BI, or say Tableau, or SQL, data analytics, data science. There are many people who are actually keep coming here. Say every field it is like that. It's not only data analytics. Every field it is like that. But who will get the job? Only if you are actually better than another person. So how should I get that? Keep upgrading yourself. Keep updating yourself. That doesn't mean that I'll be keep on learning and only learning. You should also go for interviews. Face the interviews. I'm not getting interview at all, sir. What to do? For that, there are various different ways. Okay, I'll tell you how to do that as well. Mismatched expectation. The job description is something, and you are applying for some other job, or say your profile is not at all matching with that particular job what they are actually looking for. This also matters a lot. Okay. So these are some of the things what I actually have personally felt, and I've put that here. But there are chances, say you might not get the job, so that we have to discuss. Okay, we have to sit and discuss and see how your profile is, so we can check that, and then we can actually try and see whether we can actually help you people in at least getting the interviews. I cannot promise you getting the job. See, I don't give any false promise. Every webinars, every class, I tell that I'm not here to get you a job. I can give you skills, and I can tell you how actually you can approach the companies, or suppose if you get an interview, how you can actually crack the interview. But if people say that you will get say 10 lakhs package, 12 lakhs package, 20 lakhs package, those are all false promise actually. But I can tell you openings are there. A lot of openings are there, but I cannot say this is the range of salary what you actually get. Okay, you might get more, you might get less, but openings are there. What to do to get a job in Power BI? That also just made a list of it. Just see, gain practical experience. As I told, keep on working on projects, keep on approaching the companies. We'll see what best I can do from my end, and then earn relevant certifications. I told you, okay, Microsoft certificate, this is very important actually. People, most of the people actually feel that what should I do if I don't get the job? I'm spending so much. It's competitive world. Okay, you have to do it. Can't help. Build a strong portfolio. I told you what you have to do for building a strong portfolio. The network is very important. This also I mentioned what you should do. Stay updated. I told you, upgrade yourself, update yourself. That is very important. Then tailor your resume and cover letter. Okay. I was supposed to take one session on how to create a resume, a proper resume. Let me see if I can take that session. So I'll not be there for a week. So after that, once I come back, for sure, I will actually make sure that, I'll take one session on how to build a proper resume with good SEOs, keywords, which is ATS compliant as well. Okay. Prepare for interviews. This actually you have to do when you get the interviews. You might say that once I get the interview, for sure we'll prepare. This you can actually do it. Okay. Continuous learning. This is again same thing. You have to upgrade and update yourself. Okay. All right. So people, after seeing all this, people question, I will take all the questions and answer. Okay, please. Yeah. Okay. People, how many of you really want to learn a complete Power BI along with the advanced DAX functions? How many of you want to learn? Right, right. Everyone wants to learn because everyone wants to get a good job in Power BI. But people, I'll tell you, only Power BI will not get you a job. That you keep in mind. You should actually need Excel skills with SQL skills. This is very important. Keep this in mind. Okay. All right. So people, right. See here. We are actually conducting lot of live classes, online classes, offline classes. Okay, this is for people who are really serious. Okay, the people who just think that everything will get for free. We are there here to take the classes. Okay, we are there here to take the free classes, but again, not everything will come for free. There are few things what you have to also pay. Okay, so this part, okay, if anybody wants to leave, you can leave now. But this part, whatever is there, this is completely for people who actually wants to learn something more. And also, I have a few things to discuss about how actually you can get the job as well. Okay, how we actually can help you people in getting the job. So if anybody is not so interested in this part, you can just leave the session. Okay, anyways, I'll be giving you the recording, but people who are actually interested can stay back. I have a lot of things to tell you people about how we can actually help you people in getting the job. Okay, I'm telling you getting the job. I'm not telling you that I will get you a job, but how actually you can get at least the interviews, how to crack the interviews, how still that interviews you can go, that actually I can help you. Okay, all right. So people, we have a course here. Okay, we have a, I'll just open this. See, this Power BI classes, we're actually starting, and I'll tell you what is the advantage also. So this Power BI class is completely updated one, wherein I'll tell you the syllabus directly. I'll not waste time in this thing. See, right from scratch. If anybody doesn't know anything about the Power BI, is they are zero. They're starting from scratch about what is analytics, reportings, business analytics, business intelligence. From there, we're actually starting right from that to understand about the various different data sources, that is SQL, Excel, and many other data sources. Then about how to edit, then working on the DAX functions. This is not just what we learned. Now we'll be teaching you about more advanced DAX function as well, data modeling, visualizations. Then here we have lot many things in the visualization. We also teach you about how actually you can create the dashboards. We have a lot of projects, and here we have some AI tools, chat gpt. Whatever I did was very simple one. I'll tell you how actually you should use this prompts as well. That also will be taught, and more other things completely in a very advanced way. Okay, so if anybody is interested to join, this is live class I'm actually telling. Okay, it's a live class. Why I'm actually telling about the live class is, most of the people actually feel that okay, we get the course for 299 rupees, 399 rupees. See, even we have this 399 rupees. But what is the problem? We don't support you anything if you have any doubts. It is completely on e-learning, that is self-learning. So I actually always suggest people to go for live classes. Okay, what happens with the live classes? The live class will actually give you more information, and also you can interact with us. I will tell you, say here, in this live class. Okay, in this live class. And I'm telling this for people who are actually interested. Okay, again, I'm telling you people, if you feel that, whatever this part is there is completely on the sales, I'll just take 10-15 minutes only. I'll not waste your time. Why I'm telling this is only for the interested people, okay, who are actually really thinking about the career. And people who think that the 9 rupees, 89 rupees, or 99 rupees, or 199 rupees will actually give you career, I will promise you that will never give you any career. Okay, I will promise you, and I can challenge you that. But see here, the complete course, okay, is 23,600 rupees. In this, we will give you PL 300 dumps. Along with that, I'll also give, say, updated materials. We'll also help you in understanding how actually you can get your certification. Okay. Then we have Power BI templates, which you can use completely. It will be yours. You can use that completely. Then we have themes, which helps you in creating a lot of projects, and Power BI books. Okay, there are a lot of books which you can refer. I will show you one of the books which I'll be giving you people. Data set. You don't have to go and search for any data set anywhere. So we are actually giving you this data set along with this course. Then we have this resume templates, which are actually, ATS viewed. So you can download this completely. And this one I was talking about. The speciality of, ITAS now is we have this HR services. I have a person by name Swapna Channamala. You can go and search in LinkedIn. She is a award winner from LinkedIn as the best HR. Okay. She is along with us. She is helping most of our students. Actually, we recently started, and we are actually giving this HR services for this particular course as well. The total cost will come to around 58,595. But people, I'll not again, create pressure or something, or something like that. Everything we are giving it for 10,000 rupees. Okay, completely 10,000 rupees. If anybody is interested, okay, this cost actually is around, say 23,600. But the people, I'm telling you this only for people who are very serious. Okay, I think you will get the link also. You can, you can actually register this by the link. I think you will get the link here. Sending the link. Yeah. Okay. Again, people, I'm telling you, this is nothing force, but all this, whatever is there as promised, along with that HR services for you. If you think that you are not able to crack interviews, or you are getting stuck with your profile, everything will be done by us. Okay, and everything, all whatever I mentioned here, everything is for 10,000 rupees. Okay, and people, this is actually only for the attendees who are here. That's why I told people who are not interested can leave. Why I told them is because they should not get bored. I don't want to bore people, keep on telling that, we are selling something. If they are interested, if I know that you people are very interested, that's why you're staying. And people, I'll tell you, as I told you, openings are there, but you have to think how actually I can plan accordingly, make my profile properly, and then, you know, take the course and then apply for jobs. For that, we have this HR services. As promised, we are taking individual attention for every single person who are there. And people, again and again, I'm telling you one thing. If you think that, for 9 rupees, 89 rupees, 99 rupees, 199 rupees, if you are getting a job, I will challenge you. If that was the case, everyone should have got the job. But here you are paying 10,000 rupees for this Power BI course. Here we are giving all these, things, and HR services is the main thing which actually is chargeable. But since we are actually starting this, okay, we are just started this. So we thought, let us give this completely free from our end, but I have to pay for this person. But you don't have to pay for extra for these things. So we will actually pay on behalf of you, and then, you know, at least see how best we can do to get you a job. Okay. All right. So people, one more thing. If suppose, if you are registering now, I will give you one complete course, Pro DAX with Power BI. So this is only for 10 registrations because this actually is very costly. I'll show you what it is. You just see. I'll just go to this particular link and I'll show you what actually it is. This is the course, and here you can see Pro DAX. I was talking about very advanced way of writing the DAX functions. Okay, let me just show you how lengthy you can write. See the DAX function here. You can see this. Now, if you see this, you find it, you'll get scared. But I'll tell you, this is very easy actually. How to create these kind of functions. Okay. This, I'm giving it completely free for people who are actually enrolling now, only for first 10 people. That is Pro DAX with all the chapters. You can see here, I have these chapters. I'll show you the chapter as well. This is with Power BI files. Power BI files, I'm telling, with explanation of DAX. Let me just show you. See, chapter wise, you can see that DAX mechanics modeling. This is completely free. Okay, see, and if you go here, you have this DAX file solved. See, and you can see all this. So you can go and check this. See, this is one by one, step by step. So you can learn very easily with advanced. So this is what actually the companies are actually looking for. This is the thing what actually the companies are looking for. So if you people think that, okay, if you people think that, just by simple visualizations or simple DAX functions, I will learn and I'll get the job, that is not possible. And again, I'm telling you people, no one will actually promise you, saying that for 9 rupees or 89 rupees or 99 rupees, you'll get a job of 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs package. Practically, you just think and see it is not possible. Okay. So I'm just telling you what's practical thing. Okay. So let me be very practical. So I'm telling you all these things you'll be getting for 10,000 rupees. And if you enroll this by tonight, okay. And for first 10 registrations, I'll be giving you this completely free. That is my promise. I will promise you. Right. Mohan, if you want to learn about Power BI, SQL, and Python, you can get in touch with Suma. So I think you'll get the number now. Sarvamangala, yes. That is what I told you. I mentioned here, see, HR services is completely free. So we give the complete assistance. We monitor your profile. But again, I'm telling you, I don't give a false promise saying that, yes, you join this course, you will get a job. We'll get you a job. See, to get a job, what all things are required? Okay, we will surely try to, say, help you people, support you people, assist you people. To that extent, actually, we can do it. HR placement is free for this course. If you're taking this course, then it will be free, not for everyone. Because I have to pay for these people, okay? I have to pay for these people. Course duration actually now, so we actually first we used to take 16 hours. That is the training period I'm telling, training number of hours. I'm not taking about um, you know, the practice hours, but now it is slightly increasing for 24 hours of training because we have included a lot of other things as well. We are including the chat GPT, then we are including AI tools, then we are implementing, more other topics as well. And also we are implementing this advanced DAX function. So it will actually be slightly more number of hours. Mohan is asking a question saying that, sir, is it online course or offline course? Mohan, it is, um, okay. So it is actually online as well as offline. We call it as, hybrid sessions, wherein if you want, you can come to our offline classes or you can take online classes as well. But this will be live. So what I'm telling is live. Okay. Okay, no problem, Mohan. You can take offline classes. Blended is not live. People blend. See, live is different. Blended is what we'll give you the videos, but we'll only support for the chapters. There again, people, let me make it very clear. Again, I'll just show you. I'll just tell you what it is. Okay. People, please don't get confused. Here we have three different versions. 399, you'll get all the videos, everything is there, but you should learn by yourself. Okay. Blended, you'll have all the videos, but here we support for any of the chapters, any of the, say, doubts you have in any of the sessions. So we are there. We just clear only the doubts. This is only for doubt clearance. But what I'm talking about is the live classes. Only for live classes, we can actually support for placements. We can support for any other things like projects or, anything like that. Got my answer, people? So 399 is a complete video. So you'll get all the videos. You can see that I have put all the videos here. Okay. All the videos, and this will be keep getting updated. Say, for example, now if you think that, we have some visualizations, then there are some new visualizations which are coming. So we'll be keep adding that. So you don't have to pay extra for that. So anything, keep getting added. So they'll be getting updated here. Okay. So here there is a question saying that, Dinesh is saying that, sir, you told that 399. See, I'm not telling that if you take this course, you'll not get a job at all. I'm just telling that we cannot support you. And I'll tell you one more thing. Now, this 399 rupees, if you're taking, this is for your skills. You're developing your skills. If you think that you have some reference and, your friend, or say, someone, some HRs, they can get you a job by the skills what you have. Then you can go ahead and say 399 rupees. So I'm not telling that. See, I was talking about the webinars what they conduct. Okay, they say that, just attend 9 rupees webinar, you'll get a job for 12 lakhs, 20 lakhs and all, right? I'm just mentioning that. See, in this 399 rupees, what I'm telling is you'll get all the videos, right? You'll get all these videos. You are improvising your skills and you are trying to get all the skills. But what I am telling is we don't support for placement for this, e-learning videos. Okay. But this has got all the videos with the materials. I'm telling this materials, complete materials will be there. Right, people. So if anybody is still interested, so we are just sending, you can go take the link. Okay. If you have any questions, okay, you can please ask me. Now, let me also talk about the certification, what, you'll be getting. Okay. So people, again, okay, if anybody wants to purchase, I think some of you already registered. People who have registered now, okay, I think some five, okay, five, six people have registered. So you can take this. Okay, I'll send you the link for this. You can download that. Okay, so all of them have registered. So this will be giving, but this is only for 10 people. Okay, why I'm telling this? Because this is, we cannot sell this like as you wish. This has got a lot of things to work on this and a lot of things to learn in this. Okay, so who have already, registered. So for this, I'll send you the link because this has got, this is a very huge file actually. A lot of things, around some 300 MB it is there. I'll put that in my this thing, and I'll give you the permission so you can download that. Okay. All right. So people, for the certificates. Okay. So here, if you want the certificate, so there is a link actually. That link you'll have to fill that, you will get this certificate, say by tomorrow or by tomorrow EOD. Okay. But you have to fill this by tonight, 11 p.m. itself, because, we have a lot of other things to do on weekends. So if you can fill this immediately. So I think the link has been sent for the certifications. Sir, I had an 1 minute of Power BI classes last year, but due to some personal reason, couldn't complete it. So will I get the support for the job? Um, Deepika, see one thing, I'll check. Okay, I'll check about your enrollment. Don't worry. The HR services, because it's a new thing. Okay, we have to pay from our pocket now. So I'm not sure whether I can help you with the HR services. But for the course, yes, I'll promise. I will promise you, because you've already paid, and if you're not come, for all of you who already paid, say before, say December 2023, for them, all the courses, whatever is there, we'll promise you we don't charge even a single rupee. But for the HR services, we have to pay for them. Okay. So I'm not sure whether I can give you the HR services, but if you think you want to come for Power BI, yes, you can take the classes. You don't have to pay for that. All right, Deepika? But HR services, I cannot promise you. Okay. Right. So people, this the certificate, what you'll be getting, certificate of participation. The link has been sent. And again, okay, there are some bonus gifts. So these are some of the textbooks which I actually refer. Okay. So these are also very good books actually. This I use it for my reference sometimes when I want to work on some projects, I refer these books. So these books will be given to you. But for that, get your certificate, post it in your social media portal, and then see how actually you can, tag that. So tag me and the company name so that I will repost it, and you'll also get this bonus gifts. Okay, but fill it by tonight so that you will get the certificates by tomorrow EOD. Right. So if anybody wants to join or not there in my community channel, so please join so that we'll have a lot of sessions like this, whatever we are doing. So you can actually join this, say, what is that, WhatsApp channel and also Telegram channel, and you can um, learn a lot of things. A lot of materials are already there in the community, that is in Telegram. In WhatsApp, we give all the links and things like that because I cannot put all the materials there. But in Telegram, if you go, there are a lot of materials. You can go and you can check there. You'll get a lot of materials to download. Okay. Right. So thank you so much, people. If you have any questions, okay, please message. So in this link, what I've sent, there is a question, asking for a question as well. So please fill that form. If you have any questions, I will promise you that we'll have one session in the community channel itself. I'll try to come and answer only for, question and answers. We'll have one session only for question and answers. We'll have one session there, and we'll have a lot of interaction as well. Okay, only for question and answers, we'll have one session. So there is one, say, question there wherein you can fill the question. So I will answer all the questions there. Okay, so please fill that details. And again, okay, still tonight you have time. If you still want to register, you can still register for the course. Okay. And people, if you feel that, the session was good, so we would also like to have the Google reviews. So you can give your positive reviews so that we can give a lot of good sessions like this. If you people encourage us, so for sure we can get you more, sessions like this, the free sessions I'm talking about. Sure. Thank you, Mohan. I'll check that. Okay. Right, people. Thank you so much, all of you, for attending the session. I hope that I gave some inputs, some idea about the DAX functions. Okay, I want all of you to practice that. Okay, this video I'll share it with you, people. You can view that and you can learn. So this will be shared in the Telegram. Okay, learn, and you can also send me anything, whatever you think that you want to learn, let us know. So whenever possible, we'll take some time. We'll arrange some classes like this. And people, all of you, we have a very big news. I'll reveal that on, say, Saturday or Sunday. There is a very, very big news for ITAS and for me as well. And for all the people who are who have blessed us, who have wished us, we have a very big news. Okay. So we'll be meeting soon to reveal that big news as well. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, people. Have a great evening. See you guys in next session. Bye-bye. Take care.